Well, another mystical day in the land of Delaware here on the Crazy Geezer podcast. And the reason I mention that is because my guests, Scott Boyle and Brian Wilde from Red Cup Films, are also from the mystical land known as Delaware. Gentlemen, welcome.
Hey, Chris, thanks for having us, man.
Yeah, thanks, man.
My pleasure. So, the big question, what got you guys into filmmaking? We're going to start heavy.
I'm going to start with Brian on that one.
Well, let's see. I got into filmmaking. Something I did in my early 20s. I started this group called the Wilmington Filmmaker Society. And then, it just kind of like grew out of that and kind of, life evolved and all that stuff. And now, I guess during COVID, kind of got back into it. The kids are older now and I could kind of focus on a hobby again and got back into film. I found Scott as a partner in it. And, we've been doing it now for almost 6 years.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. It's weird to actually say that out loud. Yeah. Myself, I didn't even think I'd get into film actually at all. I was doing photography and kind of got introduced to Brian via just an event over at Theater Red in Wilmington.
It was the Box and Red Carpet premiere.
And we ended up getting on to a set with Brian for a trailer of The Boog. Yep. And I was coming in to do photography. They're going to bring a videographer in, and our videographer canceled. And when that happened, we were kind of forced into that role. And I looked at my buddy Dan at the time, and I said, "Hey, we're doing film today." And he got kind of excited. We're a little nervous, and we ended up loving it. Working until about 3 a.m. Mm-hmm. And I left with probably the biggest high in the world from helping complete a project. I felt on top of the world, so I kind of was now chasing that same thing. And Brian kind of brought me into that world. So yeah, that's why I got into film.
Did we do Debbie Does Demons first, then The Boog?
I guess we did Debbie Does Demons. We did the trailer for The Boog first, I thought.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, it was a trailer. Okay. Yeah, we were shooting that in that big pool.
Yeah.
That was the second time we were hanging out. Yeah, and I walk up to this 90,000 square foot giant building. Yeah, that was crazy.
And we were like tucked away in this little corner, picking up this like little square footage and this 90,000 square foot sounds
on all that concrete and everything. Yeah, that was wild.
It was a wreck. It was a mess. It was the trailer's on YouTube if anybody can watch it, but it's kind of where like Les Price is like he's under this like vat of goo,
Oh, he comes out of that.
Bursts out of it. It was before we had any kind of real character design or anything for The Boog, and we had this concept on how we were going to film that. That teaser, because I kind of had this idea of maybe you could show it now. I don't know. This isn't live, right? Like, do you edit?
No, it's not live.
Okay. So
cutaways.
Yeah, you could like cut away to the trailer here, and it's up on YouTube if you want to show it to everybody. But, how do you stretch this fluid, almost like this embryonic sac, where the Boog was like birthed from. So we ended up taking like a clear, almost cellophane and wrapping this 10-foot circle truss up. And we turned it on its side and kind of, put some road boxes underneath it and Les was underneath it. And we filled the chamber with like water and green dye and dry ice and
dry ice was definitely.
And I made all these like little weird booger foam, elements that floated in it. They were like kind of germy, slimy kind of things. But the problem was this liquid would want to sag in one certain point, and. Halfway through the day, we had there was a lot of trial and error with it, but I think eventually we got it. And Les kind of cuts himself up at the end and comes out of it. And I think that was a pretty good trailer,
There's actually this image of Dan Kleswich. He's 5'2". He's being dangled by his belt. They're holding him in the air. And he had a broken leg at the time. And he's got the A7R4 on a gimbal over, and he's going through the coop, getting this really nice shot, and just having that shot's kind of special. It kind of brings back that memory and that feeling that you got from making.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to make sure that the link for The Boog is in the description below of this video.
Yeah,
so people can check it out.
I could send you the file too if you wanted to intercut or something. I don't know.
Works for me.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Works for me. So Bogue was one of your first pictures. You also did Boxan, which I thought was hysterical.
Thank you. You watched it? Where'd you watch it from?
Well, I watched the trailer. I keep forgetting to ask you, like, how can I watch a copy or watch it digitally or whatever?
Well, it's on Troma Now. You could stream it for free on Troma Now. It's under the short films. Like if you go on Troma Now app, you could download it. It's like the first month is free, then it's like $5 after that or something.
Yeah, I was getting ready to say.
You could stream Boxan on Troma Now. Yeah.
So let's talk about that real quick, because that's a big accomplishment for the both of you being involved in the Troma family.
Well, Boxan, it was a COVID project, and I was kind of underemployed. We got laid off down to like 20 hours a week, and I was able to qualify for like unemployment benefits, from the government. And so I was getting kind of this money in weekly. I mean, I almost made more money during COVID than I did, sadly, during the rest of the year. And so I took that extra money and I invested I bought, my a little Nikon D7500 because it shot 4K and a bunch of gear. And we made Boxan. My wife worked at this couples boutique at the time. And she said, "Oh, we should come in. Oh, the girls are unpacking this new doll, this sex doll." And they named her Boxan. You should come check her out, And so I went to this shop. It's over on Kirkwood Highway. It's called His and Hers. And I went into the shop and saw Boxan, and I was like, wow, I could write, a whole script about this, or at least like 15 pages of something, And so I worked with this girl, Christy Wall, a screenwriter, and I came up with kind of the treatment, kind of first script, and she helped kind of, put it together, and she was really good, really great writer. And we came up with, this 47-page kind of featurette for Boxan, and I think it turned out really good. And it's funny, through all its flaws, technically, because it was our first thing back from filmmaking. So it's really when we were learning how to run a boom mic, or, how to use a field recorder, or how to use a digital camera, how to light and all that stuff. That was kind of Boxan.
And that's actually how I was introduced. That was the red carpet. Yeah. So it was Boxan. And one of my favorite things about that night and in the movie was all the nods to Delaware and all the things that were in it. Everybody that was from the area that saw that movie, there were a lot of good gauged reactions from the seats, to the screen, and that felt really cool. I was there, I was seeing this thing that it just kind of happened a random night. I get to go out and see a premiere and meet some really cool people and blossomed into something much bigger.
Yeah, Boxan was definitely my love letter to Wilmington. Dane in Boxan's a lot like where I was at that point in my life when I was making Boxan. I was kind of like rock bottom, excesses and all that kind of stuff, still wanting to create, still wanting to drive, this will to create and to be an artist. And despite, all the like negativity in my life or, all that stuff. So that's kind of where Boxan came from. And, I did it to kind of pull, I kind of got back into film to kind of pull me out of this kind of dark headspace that I was in, and focus more on creating, and being an artist. And I thought, maybe I could work myself out of that kind of darkness that I was in. And that was Boxan. And I feel like we did, because, Boxan came out, and then after that,
it was quick.
Yeah.
It happened quickly, like getting back together, hanging out and kind of starting to get into work almost immediately.
Yeah.
There's that rock ballet there. That was really fun. And we had a few other projects. Actually, really another image from that was cool. Stuff, yeah. But it just keeps going and going and going. And yeah, right. 5 years go by and you're like, wait, what? What just happened?
I just saw a post today. It was this like book. It was like brilliant ideas I had while being drunk. It was this notepad. Right. And I feel like I just got it yesterday. And the Facebook post was like from 7 years ago. Oh, so I don't know where these last 7 years went. It's in a blink of an eye.
Whirlwind.
It's been quick. So I have a 2-part question. What was the movie where you started to adjust to the learning curve on how to make a movie? Was it The Boog or was it Boxan?
I feel like every approach to film, every movie I've approached it with trying to correct something I've messed up in the previous one.
I see.
It's like with Boxan, the sound or something, so for this next one I definitely want to make sure there's combat, I want to do like The Boog, there was fighting in it, and I definitely wanted that in this movie. And then that, I think after that was Amityville versus the Galactic Samurai Schoolgirls, and that was more combat heavy. And, some of that combat.
Yeah, there it is.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's it. So nice. Thank you. That was even more combat, because I wanted to kind of get more into a action realm, kind of have exciting things on screen. So, and then after Schoolgirls, we did this For Delia with Love movie, and that you're well aware of. And, that was kind of...
Yeah, I think you're well aware of that one.
Yeah. And, that was definitely like going in there going, all right, so we have to write some of these audio issues. We definitely want to make sure that our lighting's on point, our angles are on point, storyboarding is good, all our pre-production is on point. And I'm pretty proud with it. There's like 2 little lines of dialogue that I'm not totally in love with, but I'm pretty happy with the way the rest of it came out.
That's where I'd say Brian nailed it, was the pre-production. Like getting that stuff, like he figured it out. He dialed in on that. So
my question is, with the 2 lines of dialogue from For Delia with Love, not to make this about me, but did I goof up?
No. Okay. Well, it's not even about performance technically, on the technical end.
I see.
Because I definitely want to think of maybe running 2 booms moving forward. Because sound is just as important. Well, actually, sound is more important, I believe, than video. Because you could have a movie that looks like shit, but sounds great and people will watch it. But you won't have a movie that looks great and sounds like shit and people will watch it. The sound is what I think.
So another stupid question. Do you, Brian or Scott, consider yourselves perfectionists at all? Because I know I am.
No,
I'm
not a perfectionist.
I should have told you that on the day of shooting. That I was like, I'm a perfectionist. I'm my own worst enemy. But you kept, trying to keep, pull me off the ledge, saying you're doing fine. You're doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
And at a certain point, you got to keep things rolling. You know what I mean? Yeah. And if you try and drill something into the ground, everyone's gonna fall apart on you on set. They're all gonna collapse. And perfection is something you reach, at the end when you tell your story 90 years from now.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Think you ever find perfection?
Yeah, that's what makes it good. It's not.
Yeah, and I think a lot of the pre-production is to make sure the set goes as smooth as possible, and everybody's on the same page. But when it comes to perfection, I always feel like, this kind of mentality, like, well, the next one will be better, or like the next one, if I miss something here, that it'll inspire me for the next one to like, to really nail that one.
There you go.
You don't want to get hung up on the details in real life as you're doing it. You want to do the best as you can during that time and be prepared as much as possible. But I definitely don't look for perfection because, when you're doing these films on like a 2-day schedule, these little, shorts, you don't have the luxury of perfection. You don't have the luxury of getting all dreamy, as David Lynch would say. You just don't have that luxury. So.
Yeah, if you had 3 months to shoot, it would change.
We're in a location for 3 days, and we're just, like for example, For Delia, we shot that whole thing over 2 days, technically.
Yep.
2 night shoots, 2 day shoots, and it's like I would have loved to spend, 2 days just in the basement scene, or 2 days in the wrestling scene. Or 2 days just on effect, but we don't have that luxury.
And we're working full time too.
Well, time was a luxury we didn't have, and I understood that. So that was like my job was from my perspective, is to keep up with you, Brian, the director. Scott, you did a great job with being the videographer. You did an excellent job.
Mm-hmm. I've been really enjoying that. It's been a good time.
I can tell ever since First State of Fear, when I first met you guys, Scott, you particularly, you're just good with a camera.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't always. That was a learning curve for me too. Video is a whole nother animal.
Yeah.
And Brian certainly helped with technique. We watch movies here at his house constantly, and we're going over scenes. We talk about scenes in movies every time I'm here. I mean, we're just watching some comedy actually on before we started.
I was making him watch some old W.C. Fields,
which was awesome.
Stuff. Yeah,
I can't believe I haven't even been introduced to that till now.
Yeah, that's wild.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. So yeah.
Comedies. I'm trying to think of something. Oh yeah, Jim Carrey movies.
Well, odd. We were just talking about Jim Carrey. Yeah,
Jim Carrey. Is he dead? What was he doing?
No, he's going to be in the next Sonic the Hedgehog movie.
Okay,
that's what I was thinking. He was going to do Sonic again. This is Sonic 4 at this point.
Yes, it is.
Jeez,
he's done 3 of them, and they each keep getting better.
Dang,
that's good.
Yeah, well, that's interesting.
And you guys are gamers too, so I know you. If you saw the movies, you'd appreciate all the references.
Yeah, I'm almost 200 hours into Crimson Desert, and I've been sitting at 57% completion for probably the last 25 hours.
Wow.
Play.
That game is huge.
It might be the best game. If you like RPGs, it might be the best game ever made.
I would say from watching it play, it's like a game that unfolds. Like you just keep unfolding, and there's more, and there's more, and there's more,
and more.
It's
and then those developers, man, they're not sleeping or something, because every week you have a new update, and it shocks you with what they're putting into the game.
So much work.
Yeah.
As hard as they work on that, independent film.
Well, what was it? So you're working on that. What about you, Scott? What are you playing, if anything?
Actually, Brian kind of keeps me going. Being that I do the full-time gig and everything like that, but the conventions coming up, we're getting all of our materials ready, to hand out for Delia, and that's kind of, Brian will give me a call and say, hey, we're getting the poster out, we're getting this ready, and my job, I got to go out and get those things, and to kind of get hyped for the conventions, talk to people, and my next goal is just kind of meet more people from the industry, make connections, and I think that's certainly my favorite part of it, is making all the cool connections and meeting the new people. And but I'd say for my plans are usually Brian's plans, because Brian will call me and say, hey, I got something, we're doing it. Hey, even up to this trip we're taking next weekend, right? It's like this is all like the brainchild of Brian, and then I kind of get to be part of that, and any way I can help, so it's been fun. That's what's next on the horizon for me. It's just whatever Brian goes, hey, we're doing this next.
We got this next,
and I like that. It keeps me alive, keeps me going. So obviously want to keep coming back. We've been doing it this many years. So
it's crazy. It's 6 years.
What's crazy is that we'll be at the New Jersey Horror Con this Saturday over at Fallon Vendetta's table.
Yeah, here and there, I don't think we're going to live at her table. She might get tired of us. She'll be like, Brian, go away.
She is putting out a water dish for me, I think, or like, so I go up.
No, but I definitely, we're going to have some copies of For Delia with Love on DVD there. We'll have some posters and stuff that she'll be hopefully slinging. And then, there's that celebrity karaoke event.
It's going to be sweet.
Yeah, we're going to attend, and we'll have our cameras and stuff, and it should be a lot of fun.
Karaoke?
Yeah, it's like this after party that Fallon's hosting. They've been advertising about it. It's like celebrity karaoke. I hear like Fallon, Felicia Rose, and Bill Moseley, and I don't know, some other people are going to be doing like karaoke, and it's like this after party event. I think it's $5.
Okay, so celebrities will be singing. Gotcha.
Yeah. No. We might be singing.
There's a good chance we'll get up there.
Yeah, there's a real good chance.
No doubt about it. I love karaoke. And that fact that they call it karaoke just kind of, I'm a pun guy, so that's kind of works for me.
Yeah. Karaoke, I'm thinking like, it's like singing like spooky songs, like Monster Mash.
I never saw Monster Mash as a spooky song, but I do like it. It just doesn't scare me. It's too upbeat.
Do some Meatloaf, or some Bat Out of Hell or something.
Yeah, like Werewolves of London.
Werewolves of London.
Yeah.
Would be a good one.
That'd be a great song to do. Yeah. Highway to Hell. Ooh.
So Chris, we'll ask you a question.
Go ahead.
How did you enjoy acting in your first film? Or was I too rough on you?
No, you weren't. I was more rough on myself than anybody else on set put together. Because it's my first time on set. I don't want to F up and, waste everyone's time. It's like, geezer's fucking up.
Well, we just kind of wanted you to be natural. You know what I mean? And I think you did a great job at it.
Yeah, you did.
Especially for somebody who had to be in their underwear. 90%.
I remember the joke you cracked. It's like, sorry, Chris, I forgot to get you a robe.
No, you were great. Everybody was in their underwear for that movie. You know what I mean?
And I was like, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, that was funny.
No, I
that
think
was fun.
It was good. It was fun to make that movie.
You've got such a good attitude and such a good outlook too. You're always very positive. You're easy to have around. And if I hadn't known, going in, that was your first time doing any of that, I wouldn't have guessed it. Because you kind of had you came in feeling natural and good, man. I think you've got something there. I think you're talented.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
So, do you want to know? It took me a while to figure this out because my brain processes slower than the average person. But after watching For Delia with Love with the private link that you guys provided, thank you again for that. I watched the movie back to study it, and then it dawned on me that I realized the purpose of my performance. Think of it like a character off of Jerry Springer.
Okay.
The sex wizard.
Yeah.
He's right on Jerry Springer. And the acting method was like if I was in an adult movie, because the acting is always the worst.
Yeah.
And he thinks he's going to get lucky, and not quite.
Yeah, I was showing. I had Will Keenan over at the house, and I'm always looking for notes and just advice. And Will Keenan's a pro, and he watched it. And people might know Will Keenan from Romeo and Juliet. He was Romeo.
Yes.
He was in Terra Firma and all that. So he watched it, and he said, there was two things that Lloyd had said to him, like director notes. And one was, he said, Lloyd would say, hey, have you guys ever watched a cartoon? And they'd be like, yeah. And he'd be like, well, do that. Because it's like these kind of movies, when you're trying to find your character, this over the top, for this kind of schlocky performance or these kind of screwball comedies, as an actor, you want to kind of approach it as if you were in a cartoon. And I think everybody did a good job with that. I think next time with that note from Will to kind of play into that a little more too, But
that's some good advice.
Yeah. Well,
so has anyone else famous watched the movie besides Will Keenan, like Lloyd Kaufman, for instance, or anyone?
No, I don't think. No, definitely not yet. Who knows what Lloyd watches? You know what I mean?
True.
No, who knows? So, but we had Will watch it. I think Bill Whedon watched it. I mean, he's in it. He got a copy of it. He was real happy with it.
He was the Crimson Hex, right?
He was the Crimson Hex. Yeah, he was.
He did such a wonderful job with that too.
Yeah, he actually the story with Bill Whedon, who was in Sergeant Kabuki Man, and he was also in Toxic Avenger 3, I think. So he hit me up after, I think it was Boxan, and he was like, Brian, I see your stuff, and I'd love to work with you sometime. And,
really?
Yeah, and I was like, oh, that's great. Thank you so much, because he was in Psycho 8 and all that. And so I was like, I booked him for the book, and he was going to be the defense secretary in the book that we know that Lloyd Kaufman ended up playing. And
oh yeah, I remember that.
And I, suddenly, we were casting it, and Bill Whedon was in, and suddenly we were Lloyd Kaufman was available. And
he took it like a champ. He took it like a champ.
Bill Whedon from the role to give it to Lloyd, but Bill was, he was a complete gentleman. And he was like, it wouldn't be the first role I lost to Lloyd Kaufman or whatever. And I always swore I'd make it up to him. I'll make it up to you. And so I was always looking for a reason to work with him. And when we started making For Delia with Love, that was our AI telling us to take out the trash. When we ended up
Skynet.
When we started making For Delia, the base of the story was there. The girls, they lure in some dope and they, cut his dick off and they send it off to their favorite scream queen kind of thing, but that role is really only for 3 people. And my goal was to kind of expand the story where we could incorporate a few more of our friends, and get more people involved. And that's where I thought, hey, I could bring back Bill Whedon and make right by Bill Whedon, bring him into this movie, and we did. I applied for an opportunity grant through the Delaware Division of the Arts and raised $1,000 to kind of bring him down for the day from New York City and have him be in our movie.
And what a hip guy too,
it's so cool, man.
Because picking him up in Wilmington, we pick him up at the train station. I was driving him out, and we had these nice hour-long conversations back and forth from where we were headed. And he was just such a genuinely nice guy, curious, really wants to know everything about you, and doesn't seem to forget people either, which was really nice to see. He's very genuine, I think is the word I would have described him as. Yeah.
I wish I had a chance to meet him. He sounds like a cool dude.
He's cool. Yeah.
Oh, he's great.
We might meet him if we get into Trauma Dance in New York in the fall. We have a chance to meet him. Because he was in New York.
So are you applying for an entry?
Yeah, we submitted. They showed Schoolgirls last year, 2 years ago, whenever I don't know if it was last year or 2 years. Anyway.
It's hard to see it. I need Google to
So yeah, fingers crossed. They'll show For Delia with Love in the fall, and we all get to go to New York and see it. So
let me know, because I'm going with you guys to Tennessee at the end of next month.
Yeah,
and our New York parties are great.
Yeah.
Check it out.
See, I've been to New York only for work. This will be completely different. And also, just to put on record that every trip I've ever taken is always for business. This Tennessee trip will be the first trip for fun.
Nice.
So
it's going to be cool. We're going to be, I guess the 25th will be in Knoxville, Tennessee, at the airport, Hilton or something, for the premiere of Scream Queen Weenie Roast that For Delia with Love is part of. So it's going to be hosted by Jessa Flux. There's going to be a lot of supposedly free hot dogs. A lot of supplies to last.
I am so excited about the hot dogs.
So two things real quick. What's funny is that for catering during For Delia with Love shooting, what did we get? Hot dogs. Is it a coincidence?
I was thinking about that.
No.
Yeah.
It was not a coincidence.
Funny. No, definitely. Well, we needed them for the props,
Yes. But I thought it was funny where it's like, oh, okay. It's like you're using hot dogs for catering, and then Jessa's just going to host in Tennessee and give away hot dogs.
Yeah. Well, it's a running theme,
But
so I want to talk about Jessa
Alan.
Flux real quick. I think I told you guys before, but she sent me a friend request because she saw For Delia with Love. I'm like, who are you? How did you find out about me? And she explained that, her movie, and Brian, she explained that you showed her the movie and she liked it and she wanted to be friends. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I sent her boyfriend a Sex Wizard t-shirt. So
she told me, and
he's
she
going to wear it at the premiere.
And I texted you.
No, we only had one.
Make sure she gets one.
Yeah. Well, we only had the one, really. So
she was quite a professional, Jessa Flux. Actually, she's cool to hang out with.
Yeah, we worked with Jessa on Amityville Barbie.
Yeah,
she came down to Delaware and came up to Delaware.
Who else was in Amityville Barbie?
Well, it was Ronan James, Deadville production. I don't know the other. Well, there was another lady, but during that bar scene, but I wasn't part of that.
No, we weren't.
You want to talk to Mark Sorrow and those guys about that stuff.
Well, that's Tremongus.
Yeah, I was just on location at the Pine Box for the main the fight sequence. Deados.
Well, that's one of the movies that's playing this Saturday, right? Over at the premiere.
Yeah,
next Saturday.
Yeah, June 6th. We're playing at June 6th at the West Side Creative Hub. Yeah.
I'm trying to think. Amityville Barbie. Was the other actress possibly Amber Brooke? Or I might be thinking of a different Barbie.
I think you're right. Yeah, you might have to
I'm not sure.
You might have to look it up.
I'll look it up. It's not a big deal. I just mentioned Amber Brooke because we're going to be seeing her also on Saturday.
Nice.
This
Saturday? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it is. It's this weekend coming
She's
up.
got her own table.
It's Monday right now. It's hard to remember.
That's wild.
Yeah.
It is.
So, crazy. Feels like a Saturday.
A lot of things are. So you're talking, we already got four appearance dates, and now we're going to possibly have a fifth in the fall.
Yeah. Yeah, and then June, is it June 14th?
No, it's later. It's like the following week.
They're showing the Boog at...
excuse me.
That's right.
Yeah.
Museum, yeah.
Yeah, I have a museum screening of the Boog in Dover, the Biggs Museum of American Art. So
you're also showing Delia, right?
No.
Or you're not?
I'd probably never be able to get a grant again.
It's a real time and place thing. Yeah, you got to choose.
The book is
Gotta know
cool
our
because, it's
audiences.
definitely family friendly. Everything else that I make. So. And, I would shoot more family friendly stuff. It was a lot of fun doing the book. And, honestly, it opens more doors doing family friendly stuff.
Can I make a quick suggestion as far as the next projects going forward?
Okay.
Slapstick.
Yeah, well, there's always a little bit of slapstick.
I feel like Amityville, the schoolgirls had that.
I kind of want to do that Daniel Blake project. The what is it? Boy Scouts versus Bigfoot.
Oh man.
Yeah, we were talking about that a few days ago in the group chat, and Brian's like, "Take it out of the chat. I don't want to flood it."
Yeah, I don't want to flood that chat with something that's
I
not
agree.
about Delia, because then people start leaving, and then we lose the whole point of having a group chat. So. But no, I do love that idea.
About that. So, what do you know about that project? If you don't mind me
just what he
asking?
said in the chat. Just what he said in the chat. But then
Okay,
it had,
so
had my imagination racing. I was like, oh man, we could have the kids like forage mushrooms, and then like it'd be hilarious.
and
then I see UFOs, so it's not just. I don't want to say too much on this podcast because then someone will steal the idea, but like it's not just Bigfoot, it's all the cryptids, and maybe call it like Cryptid Lake, Cryptid Creek, or no, even his name is still working, but like maybe there's more to it. Maybe it's like Lord of the Rings in the way where, some of the Boy Scouts get like kidnapped, right, by a Bigfoot. So they go on this tracking mission to go save their friends. And then meanwhile, they have to fight like El Chupacabras, and, they eat these mushrooms that they forage, and then they all of a sudden UFOs appear. It could be a lot of things,
Definitely.
Well, we'll find out at the same time.
And the kids would curse. There would be foul language because there's nothing funnier than kids cursing,
True.
Except for my kids. My kids aren't.
I'm surprised you guys weren't there for Part of Fire, the spoof of Terrifier that Ron Black and Chris Ab did.
Yeah.
A spoof?
Yeah, they did. It'll be at New Jersey Heart.
I'm excited.
It will.
I haven't seen that.
I think
yet.
that's Sunday or something. I don't know.
I think that's the other exciting part about film is seeing all your other friends' stuff.
Yeah, that's
you get to go out and hang out, and we're all in the same. It's like we're all in a big club together.
Yeah,
and
we started going to these Delaware Independent Film meetings at what is it?
The Green Turtle.
The Green Turtle.
Over a couple different.
And we met this
turtles.
guy Pat and his buddies, and then come to find out they're Lancaster filmmakers, and they were part of that Barn 3 movie.
Mm-hmm.
And I had no idea. And then all of a sudden that started popping up, and I was like, oh, what is this? And so good for those guys, and they're playing that, I guess 10:30 on Saturday at Monster Mania. So that's where, not Monster Mania, New Jersey Heart.
At the con, yeah.
Right. So that's where we'll be 10:30 in the morning on Saturdays, seeing the Barn 3.
Yeah, we're going to wake up nice and early.
Drive up there. It's like a 2-hour drive from Delaware.
I might tie one on the way,
Yeah.
So you guys just are going to Jersey Horror Con on Friday?
No, we're going up early Saturday morning. We'll probably leave here around 7 a.m. and drive up there, try to be there by 10:30. And then, I think who knows when check-in is, but we did get a room. Yeah.
I think check-in is at 10.
Oh, really? For the hotels?
Well, to get into the convention is 10 o'clock. I'm not sure about checking in for a hotel room.
Check-in for hotels could be
3,
11, 1, 3, 4.
You can always drop your stuff off. I don't think we're going to have much with us other than our gear, our plucky attitudes, and our gear.
And a couple of cameras.
Yeah.
Well, it makes sense that you guys are staying overnight because you're bringing DVDs, you're bringing posters, you're bringing this, you're bringing that.
Yeah. And that drive home from New York to Wilmington sucks, especially late at night.
Done that a few times.
Yeah, it's the worst, man.
Oh, my goodness.
2 hours on the turnpike. It's like real late at night. It's the worst.
I remember getting that part for the crane right before we shot that Kaufman scene. I had to run to New York and back in a real quick period of time. Yeah. Not the first emergency B&H that we've done.
Yeah. Yep.
That's crazy.
Oh, yeah.
So I guess I'm going to be there. I guess the doors open at 10. I was going to show up at 12. However, if you guys want me early, I can show up.
That's all right. I think we're going to be sitting in the Barn 3. That's an hour and a half. And then after that is, I think Party Fire, maybe right after that. So that goes to almost 10:30, like noonish. from those guys. So, and then probably by then the edibles will be coming down from the edibles, and we'll be ready to tackle the festival.
Yes, I would agree.
Around noon.
It's going to be perfect.
It's going to be fun.
Yeah, totally.
That's all it ever is.
Or talk to Scott for a second.
Yeah, it's always fun, man. It's always fun.
Yeah, sure.
Boy,
So,
I can go
Scott,
center.
back to you. What about video games? What have you been playing lately? I know you've been busy as heck.
I actually got back into Diablo 4, man. I played the newest season. I'm loving it. Barbarian's got a great whirlwind build. I mean, I don't know how many people, I guess people who listen to this, right, play video games probably, right? So, they might understand what the hell I'm talking about. But
They do.
Yeah, I'm pushing, I got to the highest torment levels and I went real hard. I have a group of friends who play. And they're playing that new Deep Rock Galactic that just came out. And they're all talking about it. So, which was a fun game. I haven't played it yet, but that's kind of the biggest thing between my group of friends and all the games that they're playing. And I try to get on as much as I can. It's a great way to relax, chill out, let your imagination just run away for a little while.
Yeah, there's 2 games I want to buy that I haven't bought yet. One of them is Pragmata from Capcom.
Okay, yeah. I haven't heard of it.
The little Android girl.
Yeah. I've never
that
played
one
it.
looks like a lot of fun.
Is it a little
And
side
the other one
scroller?
that just came out is, of course, Lego Batman.
Oh, no. Oh, Lego Batman. All the Lego games are great. All of them are great.
All the Lego games are great. It doesn't matter how old you are.
Yeah, they always have little jokes in them. It's fun. It's actually entertaining. The gameplay is actually good, and you wouldn't expect that. A lot of those games which came out, if you're talking like PlayStation, Dreamcast, that era, right? Those games were not as, especially themed games when you had Disney and stuff like that putting out games. They weren't as great. Sega prior to that were good, but then there was this like middle ground that they just failed, and now they're back. I feel like games like that are back, especially with themes of big brands like that, like Lego. So yeah, I think they've done a good job with that. Definitely.
Nintendo and Sega. Now you're going back to the past.
Well, yeah, man. I was like, it's like, speaking of Disney games, like I played that original Lion King game for Sega, man. I think I came out on Super Nintendo as well, right? And
that's the one I beat on Super Nintendo.
I used to rip roar through that game, and the waterfall right before you fight that giant gorilla, man, was such a hard thing. You're jumping up the logs, and none of my siblings could do it. They'd hand the controller to me. I was the only one who could do it, and I was like, yeah, man, So it was a fun game.
I think the most fun Disney game I played back in the day was Aladdin, and that was both on Sega Genesis and Super Nintendo because both versions were different.
And the music was fun, and everything was fun about that game. Yeah, that was a good game. That was a great game.
Was it fun fact? Shinji Mikami, who created Resident Evil, was it one of the designers for Aladdin on Super Nintendo?
Oh, really? I had no idea. Huh.
So he worked on Disney games before he created survival horror.
Oh, man. That's not bad. I mean,
that's awesome.
Not at all.
Yeah.
Not at all.
One of my best video game moments. Sorry.
No, you're fine. So, Brian, if you're wondering what we were talking about, I asked Scott what he was playing, and he told me, and then I told him there was 2 games I wanted to pick up and play, which is Pragmata on PS5. That's from Capcom.
Yeah, that's one with the little girl, right?
Yes. I've seen excellent reviews on the game. It looks fantastic.
I hear it's going to make you want to start a family.
I heard that too.
Yeah, and that's good. And that's good.
And the other one is Lego Batman.
Nice.
How did you lose? You have the gin.
I heard the water mechanics in Lego Batman are like amazing.
Really?
Yeah. You can come down. It's my wife.
But as far as what I've been playing recently, and you guys won't believe this, but it took me 30 years to finally beat Super Mario 64.
Wow.
It's a great game. Do you get everything in it? The whole thing?
I'm at 77 stars.
Oh, all right. Right on. You're going hard. That's great.
Yep. And I mean, I've already beaten the game. Now I'm just trying to complete it.
Yeah. Nice.
But then after that, I'm going to start Majora's Mask.
Oh, that's a good one too. Yeah.
Is it? I hear mixed reviews.
Oh, no, they're all good, man. Yeah. I haven't played a bad one since, I didn't play the originals, I guess. But yeah, I played most of them.
Did you like Zelda 2 as well? Because I did.
I never played the second one. I never played them when they were the top down. I only played from the 64 one.
Ocarina of Time?
Yeah, Ocarina of Time, yeah.
Now that one is fun.
Yeah, it was great. It was one of the first games you're like, I'm in an open world. I can do whatever I want, That's how Mario felt too, actually, 64. It felt the same way. So.
The jumping and the controls, and I figured out the camera, very late, but that was one of the big problems was that camera. Mm-hmm. If you press the C down arrow, that solves the camera's problems are solved. Now, as far as, sometimes the game will do whatever the hell it wants. Like it's like if you're trying to jump, it will jump backwards. And it's like I didn't say to do that.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like, come on, man.
Yeah, there's the Crimson Desert controls are a little. They could be infuriating sometimes,
They just put
that camera is like, it used to be really bad, but the developers just added some new camera controls and you kind of set it so it looks more like Red Dead or Skyrim or, Witcher kind of vibe, that angle. Because have you played Crimson Desert?
No.
Don't.
it's insane.
No, I'm just kidding. It's the best RPG ever made.
Well, that's the thing, though, Brian. I haven't started getting into RPGs until recently. In fact, I promised myself that after Majora's Mask that I would play Kingdom Hearts.
Okay. Yeah. The original Kingdom Hearts, like way back?
Yes.
Yeah.
I have a box set behind me, and it has every single Kingdom Heart game that in existence, including the third one. So I'm set.
Yeah, you are set. Yeah. I remember playing the first one.
I just need to pick it up and play because it's Final Fantasy meets Disney, and who doesn't love both?
Yeah. No, it's good. It's a good game.
Now,
that
here's the
Sephiroth
thing,
fight is ridiculous, though.
Which one?
You'll find out.
Okay. I will say this though, I'm slowly getting the RPGs after 30 plus years.
Mm-hmm.
I've only played the first Final Fantasy on Nintendo, and it took me 9 years to beat.
Nice, yeah. You ever play Red Dead Redemption? Red Dead Redemption 2? Red Dead Redemption?
Do I have Red Dead? Hold on a second.
The second one is the GOAT.
You mean this?
Yeah, well, that's a great one, but do you have part 2 with Arthur?
I need to play this one first.
No, you don't. Because John is in the second one as like a secondary character. I mean, the first one's fine and all, but it's really just a warm up. I feel like there was like a beta test for part 2, and then John comes in here and there, and then it's really Arthur's story. But then at the end, after Arthur's, well, I don't want to ruin anybody's who never played the game, but after Arthur's storyline comes in and you pick back up as John from the first one, and the game is epic and it's a masterpiece. And I didn't think anything would touch it until Crimson Desert came out, and it scratches every itch you would need for that from Red Dead, and then some, and then it hits you with some other things where it's just an amazing game. So, what
about horror games? Do you guys play horror games at all?
Resident Evil 2 and Dead Space probably are the two ones I would say are the most iconics. Yeah.
I got some VR, like when I got the PSVR, I would do some Resident Evil VR stuff, and the only horror stuff I've been playing is in VR.
Excuse me. Oh, well, I have the VR for PS4 and I have Resident Evil 7 for PS4 that's VR compatible. But nice. The problem with those, so guys, correct me if this happens to you too, but when I tried on the VR, I started to get motion sickness.
Well,
depends how long I play and how much I had to drink.
Yeah, 10 minutes.
Yeah,
that's a shame. I'm sorry.
Well, no, I was told if I take some Dramamine, the meds you take for motion sickness, then you can get past that and adjust.
It's a shame you got to take medicine just to play VR,
Well, I'm motion sickness prone, unfortunately.
Yeah. Well, try it. I mean, it's great. I love it.
Oh, and Scott?
Oh, there you go. Yeah, Resident Evil. There you go, Betty. That's great.
The remake of 2 was great.
Oh, it was.
Had missing puzzles.
Gotcha.
I was so disappointed. It's like,
yeah, 2 was amazing.
You missed out on an opportunity here. You could have outdone the second one, but you didn't.
Yeah, when they things were jumping through windows at you. I mean, we had jump scares when we were young playing video games. I mean, that's crazy.
Well, like like with the old PlayStation 2 with Resident Evil 2, right?
Yeah.
And that zombie turns around and looks at you as it's like eating that person. That was like
first game.
That was like the huge shock, back in the day.
Things jumped through windows.
That was the first game on PlayStation 1.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yes. Mm-hmm. It was released. It was one of the. It was released in '96. The director's cut was released in '97. '98 was Resident Evil 2. '99 was Resident Evil 3. You get the idea.
Yeah. Well, I lived through it.
Yeah, there's video games in the iterations, and I was subject to my older brothers, so I'm into whatever they like. So used to probably Final Fantasy and all that. I got to play all those games, see them play all those games, got into them a little later than them, and I kind of continued on. They all stopped playing video games, and I kept going. And I've actually, Carnegie Hall, I saw the Final Fantasy Orchestra. That was really cool. And I dressed up. I got all in my finest duds. I'm going to Carnegie Hall, and you just sitting there with people with khakis and like a flannel on, they're just coming in with their graphic tees and like piercings, and we're all sitting in Carnegie Hall. That was a really cool experience. And then they played the graphics of each game in the background, and they had different composers for each game there. Wow, which was really cool. I met the guy from Square Enix, and that was really fun.
Wow,
and that was a good time. Yeah, and the ticket's $68, Carnegie Hall. That was great. That was great.
That's a miracle.
Yeah, not bad at all. Yeah.
Would you ever consider going to a Zelda concert?
Oh, without a doubt. That would be a great time. That music's really fun.
On mushrooms.
Yeah, I would probably have some psilocybin.
Only way to go.
Because you'd be running through a field in your head. It'd be awesome. Yeah. That'd be a really cool time.
Oh my goodness. Now I'm starting to think Breath of the Wild, although I haven't played it before.
Breath of the Wild.
But anyways.
So what else you got for us?
Oh, plenty. So I want to talk about dealing with love for a little while longer. So the $1 million question is, what inspired you to want to cast me?
Well, I met you at the first State of Fear shoot.
Yes.
And there was something about yourself, your character, just like who you are. And I thought it would fit in for your character in For Delia. I kind of almost wrote that character for you, and with you in mind. And this kind of naive, nerdy. I'm not saying you're naive or nerd. You're a little nerdy.
Well, I'm both, but that's okay. It's not.
Yeah,
we're all nerdy.
But with the character, I'm not trying to insult you in any way. But
no.
The character definitely has this kind of naivete to him, who kind of gets duped with these girls. That maybe isn't. Maybe the character really isn't used to being around women or interacting with women too much.
Exactly.
And where he talks a big game, but he's really just kind of like an insecure nerd. That's always what the character was, and who would kind of go along with it. Kind of be led into his own demise, because these girls, they're witches, really, and they draw you in, and that was it. So I guess when I met with you, there was a kind of an innocence to you, I guess, when I met you, and I thought, well, that's really what I need for this character, this chattiest, the virile, this unassuming, naive innocence. Yeah, and I think you did a really good job, Brian.
Brian brought you up in a lot of conversations after we met. Like, he was talking about having you cast for a while. Like, it was not something that was like one day. It was like it was just talked about, and so glad he did. I'm so glad you did. Yeah. And it really made for something special. I seriously think it's the best thing that Red Cup has done.
Yeah.
Shot for shot.
Yeah.
Really good.
Yeah, we really attacked that. The whole movie was for Donald Farmer's Scream Queen Weenie Roast. This feature-length film that stars Jessa Flux. And I had hit him up because we have done a couple other, Amityville versus a Galactic Samurai Schoolgirls. That was for Donald Farmer's Amityville Aliens movie. And then we did a short little piece when we first started working together that we shot here in the living room for a movie called Debbie Does Demons. We had this demon research scene that we shot, and here in the living room in front of a green screen in like 11 hours one day, and so this is our third time we've worked with Donald, and I hit him up and was like, hey, if you have anything, because I was kind of looking for something to do this season, and let me know. And he was like, oh, well, there's this Scream Queen Weenie Roast thing, and we're putting together other directors to film these little MacGuffin sequences where these fans, these super fans, acquire this MacGuffin, which is a penis, and they send it off to their favorite scream queen, and then whoever has the most impressive MacGuffin wins the role of this movie. And so you were the MacGuffin, you were the device that had to get from point A to point B, and we had to kind of guide you through this tale of these two witches, and I thought the wrestling scene, as random as it is in the beginning, it kind of tells a lot. It establishes the characters of what the girls are into. It kind of just makes it a fuller story. It's you're learning about the characters without really necessarily like having to hyper explain it. So yeah, that was it. Was that the question? What was the question?
Yes, it was. And so I have a follow-up question. You said you wanted the cast to be long before you even announced it to me officially. And so my question is, I'm open to more opportunities, more projects going forward, just so you know.
Yeah. Well, if the parts are right, you know what I mean? But of course you've helped us out. You've helped us out on crew and all that stuff. And
I've done it before.
Yeah. And I think you were great as crew. And so definitely want you back on that. It seems like Daniel Blake wants you as like the camp guide or whatever for the Boy Scouts. I could see that. That'd be hilarious.
I'm thinking it's going to be also a little embarrassing in a funny sense because I'll probably be wearing short shorts and probably these long brown socks if I'm going to be a Cub Scout.
That should be nothing for you after Delia.
And like a backpack.
Exactly.
Your little tie,
right, with a little tie.
Little hat, like it'd be cool.
That's what I'm thinking too.
It'd be hilarious. I was kind of thinking also with some of the characters, if you remember in movies like from the 80s, I don't want to give too much away because I don't want people stealing these ideas. But, like it sets up, my mind went, when he kind of pitched that concept, I was like, my mind definitely went a 1,000 different places where the story could go. But, some of the kids, if you remember like in 80s films, when there's kids and stuff like, let's say Monster Squad,
Sure.
Each kid had their own traits, their own characteristics. They were their own, like there was the bad boy, the kid in Monster Squad, and he's like the smoker and he's got like the cool bicycle and like he's making like wooden stakes, in wood shop and he's like sanding down the spikes and stuff and where he's in shop class and he's melting down the silver bullets, like trying to recreate those kids, bring those kids back. Each one has like a specific characteristic or trait, but we're just daydreaming at this point.
And then we all know someone like that we grew up with or something like that. There's a lot of connection to be made on characters like that too, which is kind of fun. It's like everyone knew somebody. And so it makes it feel real, I guess.
Yeah, we're sitting here talking about a film that's like not even, that was like just an idea in a messenger chat room, but I think it's got legs. It could have legs.
Anything's possible.
Anything's possible. And you shoot a lot of it out in the woods. You know what I mean? So you don't have to worry too much about set pieces and all that stuff. So
you mean like lighting and stuff?
Yeah, you could rely on natural lighting. You don't need like a big house to film in or something. You don't need like a big set piece. Your woods, the woods is your set piece. Can
we talk about your friend's house that we shot Delia in? Are we allowed to talk about that?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Guys, you got to admit, that was awesome.
Yeah, it was really cool because we were struggling finding a location to shoot it because we were really looking for something free, right? And or cheap, because we only had For Delia cost probably about $4,200 to make, and
sounds about right.
And we raised $3,400 of it, through Indiegogo. We raised $2,400 in Indiegogo, another $1,000 through the state of Delaware, and then some money here and there from some other producers and stuff. And so, the wrestling gym that we filmed the wrestling scene, that was $500, for 5 hours or something. And we weren't expecting to spend that, So, yeah. So when we were looking for this space, I know Daniel Blake had some spots in Maryland. We were looking at down around Baltimore. But they were really messed up. There was like no power in them. They were like his like uncle, somebody killed himself in it, and it's nobody really cleaned up since that incident. So we were going to be going into this shed trailer location with no electricity, no running water, crime scene. So I was like, well, maybe
trying to make everyone feel comfortable.
Well, trying to make the girls feel comfortable.
Yeah.
And so last minute, I went to Stephen Neppa's house and, was like, hey, can we shoot in your basement? And he was like, yeah. And then we go down in his basement and then we're like, well, let's, how do we turn this into a set, a set piece? So we bought brick backdrops and kind of blocked off all his storage and brought couches from downstairs, into the basement. Yeah, we hid a lot of stuff behind all the faux brick curtains and all that stuff. So,
but it worked though. That's my point. It worked
really well. If you think you could go into it thinking, hey, we're going to shoot this whole thing in like 2.4, like f 2.4, where your bokeh, it's all blown out in the background, so you don't have to worry too much about background information, because it'll just get soft. So you could definitely cheat with the set a little bit,
Well, I told Steven that after we were done shooting, because he had so much cool stuff down in his basement, like old gaming consoles and this and this. And it's like, you do realize you have the opportunity to build a man cave down here.
Yeah, he really
did. I talked to you, Brian, and you, Scott, and we all agreed. It's like, yeah, call us, we'll help.
Yeah, I know. And he had I guess he had hosted Christmas dinner and stuff with his family. So that was like extra seating room and people are hanging out on the couches down there in the set, which is
it feels like a hangout. You'd hang out with your friend growing up. You know what I mean? Like
exactly.
That's how it kind of felt.
I mean, Steve's already got a nice house. I'm just saying with the possibilities of his basement is endless. Yeah. That's my point.
Yeah.
Oh, certainly.
Because there's a whole nice. Yeah. Well, him and his wife, they do a bunch of like pop culture stuff. They write for pop culture magazines, and so they're always going away. So their whole house is like full of pop culture toys and tchotchkes and all that stuff. And I'm like, I tell Steven, bro, like you need some shelves. Let's build some shelves. Kind of tack this stuff somewhere. But
I was thinking maybe organizing, but not to make it sound bad, but just to make things easier to find, so that way if he whatever he wants to do, that was one of my offers at the time initially.
Yeah, Steven's great, and he's been involved. Stephen Neppa's been involved in everything, all the movies since Boxan. He was running Slate on Boxan. He was the first Slate guy. So
I think he did for Demons too, right?
Demons, he's always right. Yeah.
As a matter of fact, he reached out to me a couple of weeks ago just to say, hey, I'm going to be seeing us over at, what was it, next Saturday. I was like, great. Nice. Looking forward to seeing you. I hope you're doing all right.
Oh, is he going?
Yes, he is.
In the neighborhood.
Oh, good.
That whole I'm trying to get people to go, but no one's responding back. And I was like, ugh.
It's all right, dude. We're trying to really get about 35 people in there, and we're about 25 people now, and it's pretty much all our friends, and we definitely want to keep some open for the city of Wilmington folk, the creative people. So I think it's going to fill up pretty well, I think it's going to be really good, and teaming up with the West End Community Center and the West Side Creative Hub. They're going to provide a bunch of stuff, like they're going to provide free popcorn, free candy, free soda. There'll probably be some food stuff there. It's going to be chill. It's going to be a real fun night. So,
and that's just at the theater. Remember, there's a pre-party and an after-party.
Yeah, well, it's not even a theater. It's more of like an art house. You know what I mean? So it's
was it the Dead President's pub?
Well, yeah, we'll start from 5:30 to 6:30 at Dead President's for a little filmmaker meet and greet. You could be an actor, a filmmaker, you could be a tech person, you could just be an artist. You come and meet other artists for an hour, and then from 6:30 to 7, my friend Billy's going to play. He's got a one-man show. His name's Gentle Jones. It's kind of nerdcore. It's kind of like art, rap, punk kind of thing. He's a good time. He's a good time. And he's a one-man show, and so he's going to play from 6:30 to 7, and then from 7 to about 8:30, 8:45 is a 90-minute block of independent regional horror.
And it's a good playlist too, by the way.
It's a good
playlist. I checked it myself.
Yeah, I think so.
I think Tremungus has got a part of the list.
Trimungus, it's all our friends, that we do work with, and I love it. I hope we could do a lot more of these. So
I'd love to.
Yeah, and we moved it away from Theater N, because there's this pressure to sell tickets, and one of my least favorite things to do is to sell tickets to like friends. Like I do this for the art, not like the grift. I don't want to make a movie, put a bunch of people in it, and then like charge them admission to get their butts in a seat. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to sell the show. So moving it out of Theater and getting rid of the whole price thing, moving it into a smaller, more intimate space as Art House, but then giving it away for free. And God, it's just been great. It's like I don't have that, because like I said, we're hobbyists, right? We have day jobs, so it's not like we have to do this for the money. So to be able to kind of give it away in this space where it's like just come and share this art with us, I think it is really important. So I would love to do this for every premiere. Just kind of host a free event and people to come and come. So
embracing the sharing.
Yeah, and we'll try to sell some merch there too. So if anybody wanted to donate, or buy some merch, buy a couple DVDs or a poster or something. I mean, that'd be cool too. But don't have to.
Well, the DVDs are going to sell pretty easily because there's plenty of people who already want a copy. I just haven't told you.
Here, I'll show you.
He's going for it right now. Looking right.
Oh shoot!
Oh,
I did not expect this. This is exciting.
Here we go. My favorite cover so far.
There's Sam.
Yeah, this is like a tester that we ordered.
Let me pull that light down.
And on the back here, there's some special features. And it's got like the Donald Farmer collection. So it's like everything we've done for Donald Farmer. Schoolgirls and Debbie Does Demons on this. So you kind of get three of our shorts in one.
And what's the retail price? If I'm allowed to ask?
Well, conventions, it'll probably be 20.
20,000.
For who knows? $12, something close. $10-12.
No big deal. I just want to let people know in advance because, I know plenty of people are going to want a copy.
Yeah.
These are, and I find a lot of the independent covers, and when you get a DVD, Blu-ray, poster, anything, like kind of collector's items, you get these things, and a lot of mine, I've started building a wall of all the different things that have been done and all the other guys that we've worked with in the industry that have made these things. So I've got this
or
whole
hosted
wall,
film events for,
of all these DVDs and Blu-rays, and people can come in and go, what the heck's that? And all of a sudden now they're learning about it because it's like going to an art gallery at that point.
Here's one for you.
Yeah.
Carnival of Souls, that's a good one.
Yeah. I like that
a
lot.
Do you know Mr. Lobo?
I'm not sure.
He's in Philly.
Okay.
He's like a horror host, like Elvira.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
Mr. Lobo.
I met him a couple of times. He's a very nice guy.
Yeah, cool.
Typically, the guy.
I think Mr. Lobo should be working with Red Cup Film soon.
Yeah. Send him our way. Let us know.
Please do.
Don't mind if I do.
Yeah, that's great. It's always great.
So so going forward, am I allowed to recommend talent of any kind to you for recommendation, just to say, hey, I see something in this guy or gal?
Yeah, that's fine. Send us headshots or contact information.
Well, I'm only asking because I'm allowed to do the same thing for Clockout Films.
Okay. I mean, that's
which,
fine.
by the way, I know that that's how we met was during First State of Fear. Just you'd be happy to know we are definitely moving forward.
That's great.
No, it was really good to hear that. Yeah, really good to hear that.
Yeah.
I got to give a shout out to his name's Mark, and he's the first AD.
Yeah.
And after working a couple of days for those guys, Dan Davis is still directing. They both promoted me from production assistant to line producer.
Wow! Look at you go.
Yeah.
Look at you go. That's great.
It's gonna just.
And you know how much I'm making?
0. Well, that's all right.
That's normal. In this
am I allowed to say how much I got paid for? No. Okay.
Always keep that to yourself.
Yeah, I don't like talking money. Yeah. I mean, I like paying people when we can, but we don't have to talk about day rates and all that stuff.
See, this is what I explained earlier before we even launched the podcast. Is like, just shut me down if there's a question that you don't want answered.
Yeah, I don't like talking money.
And that's just good. Just advice. Just it never, what's yours is yours, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
So we got a lot to look forward to. We got this Saturday at New Jersey Horror Con. Hopefully you'll take home some awards.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know if we even will. I don't know, full disclosure.
What you're up against and all the other things.
Yeah, well, full disclosure, we didn't actually get into New Jersey Horror Con. We weren't selected. And that really bummed me out. I was on like hyper depressed for like 2 weeks. And
I'm sorry.
And then I was like, because wow, I thought really, this is perfect, for New Jersey Horror Con. The only thing that I had a problem with is, the nudity. Because with Boxan, Boxan's very sexual. It's a sex comedy. And I believe that kept me out of a lot of, festivals. Because you don't know if there's kids going to be there, I don't know. So I was rolling the dice with Delia with the boob scene. And I thought, wow, this might keep us out of some festivals. And but who knows why I didn't get in New Jersey Horror Con. And Fallon hit me up and was like, hey, I was talking to Ryan and and he's going to show the film. And I was like, oh, great, because we didn't actually get in. And she was like, oh, I didn't know that. And he said he'll show it. So I talked to him, got the files, and never really learned why we didn't get in. And Fallon even told him about the boobs in it. And now we're like headlining Saturday. So we're like right before the award ceremony. It says 4:30. I think it's really closer to 5:15 because there's a feature before us that starts at 4 or something. I don't know. There's something. We're like right before he fit us in, which was nice. So are we eligible for anything? I don't know. I don't know.
Would it be cool?
Would it be cool? Yeah, if we got some kind of like cinematography thing,
but just having your friends around,
crazy kill, yeah, But really, just the experience of going there and being included is very nice. It's really nice, and it kind of helps. It's one of those things too. It's like it's not what you know, it's who you know. So we definitely lucked out with Fallon. Fallon definitely saved the day. Big time.
I give her credit for that too, and I got to say it's a missed opportunity for us, but we're going to get other chances. Well, all of us respectively.
Well, I will say
this: too bad that we didn't get in because I could have been in at least one category: male scream queen.
It's true. I think I was going to do awards for our film night, and of course, our film couldn't be eligible because it'd be unethical if all of a sudden we won all the events at our film night.
It would be unethical. I wouldn't be for it either.
Yeah. So, I was going to give like an Ashley J. Williams or from Evil Dead, like for best male performance. Like there'll be best scream queen, but there'll be a best Ash, lead performance of a male, or male performance. So, yeah, still working on that. So we'll have like some certificates and stuff we can give to people, and it'll all be audience voting. So whoever comes will vote on it.
There you go. Leave us out of it because again, you're the one hosting. It's only fair for the rest of the participants.
Sure.
Can you get that clap?
Because we would totally win everything.
Yeah.
You guys remember that? I don't believe that. I believe in opportunity also. You told me that when we first met. You believe in opportunity. Yeah.
So, and then after that, we're playing the week after at Delaware Horror Havens Film Festival. We're in that, and that's here in Wilmington. I think that's the week after our screening, so it's like the 14th or something. Yeah, it's gonna be crazy. June's crazy.
It's gonna be a fun summer, I'll say.
Yeah, definitely.
Because my summer unofficially kicked off when I worked, was it a weekend or two ago for Crimson Harvest? I texted you, Brian, and said, hey, Xander Goldman's in town. You're like, who's that?
Yeah, I had no idea. I still don't. I looked him up.
Ron Black worked for him.
Okay. That's cool.
He was because Ron himself was in Crimson Harvest. I didn't know that until the trailer came out. I was like, is that Ron Black? He's in everything.
He is in everything. He's got 5 movies showing at New Jersey Horror Con.
He's probably going to take all the awards home with him.
Yeah, and he deserves that.
Yes, he does.
So
even if he wants his ego to be the size of New Jersey, that's fine with me.
It's hilarious.
I don't care.
He's great.
He's good, and he did a great job. Him and Chris with the blood effects for Delia with Love.
Yeah. And Chris is great AD.
Poor
too.
Sam, though, she was just drenched in blood.
She loved it. She loved it.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah.
Can I one last story and then we'll wrap up. But you guys already knew about this. So after my scenes were done as far as the blood goes, and I was allowed to put some clothes on, thankfully. So do you remember that shower downstairs? Because there was a bathroom.
Yeah.
That shower did not spew out hot water at all.
Yeah. Makes sense.
So I had to take a cold shower.
Yeah.
Wiping up the fake blood.
That's awesome.
I was okay. I was like, I can't touch the hair because there's no shampoo conditioner, and I'm not going to rinse my hair in cold water. It's just not going to work.
Okay.
Poor Sam, though. I felt bad for her because there were some scenes, the outdoor scenes we were shooting next. If you look closely, you still see the blood on her.
Oh.
I mean, I couldn't see it. In the final cut, I couldn't see it, but I knew before.
Yeah. You'd be surprised the stuff that didn't make it in that final cut. You know, there was one scene when you stagger away, when she gets up from the ground, you stagger like that deer over to the couch and fall. Jimmy's like in the doorway watching the whole scene, you know what I mean? And it's like the BTS camera guy. But you
was
just
great.
yeah, it was hilarious. But and it took me probably 100 passes of that edit to go, wait. There's Jimmy. So it's like you just kind of crop in or scale in and
we're
move it
going to
over.
do a whole cut of all the films and all the continuity errors.
Well, is it definitely a reason to? It's true. Is like it's definitely a reason why you want 2 takes. Of everything, even though a lot of times we weren't.
Which, by the way, I appreciate your style of running takes, because you're like, okay, back to 1, we're still rolling, go again, action.
Yeah.
And you just kept going like maybe 3 to 5 takes, all in one.
Yeah.
I thought that was really clever. So you definitely taught me something from a director perspective.
Yeah. Yeah. No point cutting. Every time you cut.
Why cut? Let's just keep going. You can trim however you want.
Yeah.
And again, I thought I had to be very consistent. Like, okay, here's the first take. We'll do as many as it takes. But no, you're like, okay, back to 1, action. Yeah. We're still rolling.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a great method.
Oh, thank you.
It worked.
Yeah, I really approach this filmmaking as an editor. What'll make my life easier in post.
Yes. And that's another thing too. It's like you were so self-conscious on set, Scott, or not Scott. I'm sorry, Brian. That you were trying to be as fluent as you could to make sure it's like, okay, I know we got to go home early, and there's this, there's that. Let's just bang this out and do the best we can. Mm-hmm. And I gotta say, it was a very good production.
Oh, thank you. Well, you gotta make it. You gotta finish. You gotta get the shots. And you just got to.
Well, there was one instance where we almost had a wrap for the day, because remember when I hit my head?
Yeah, a light came down and hit you in the head. I thought you were concussed. It was pretty bad.
And poor Brian's like, I think we're going to have to wrap. And I was like, no, you're not.
No, that's good. It's good. That was huge. That was like right at the beginning of the day.
I think it was Fallon and Sambo's like, just take a few minutes and relax. Take it easy.
Opened some windows, cooled everything down in that basement.
And then we just picked up where we left off and we were able to wrap. So it was like, as from my perspective, it's like, I can't leave everyone hanging like this. This isn't fair.
Yeah.
Let's just knock this out now. If I'm in pain later, we'll deal with it.
Yeah. Yeah. Making film. Yeah. Making film is definitely, it's like rolling a boulder uphill, and when you and the hardest take is always the first one, that first shot that day, it's so hard to but then once you get that first shot, things start rolling, and then it's like, crap, we have, 53 shots we have to do in one day, and you don't fuck around, you just work. You go in there and you work. I don't look at a film set as a place to go and be like, oh, let me just be social and pretend I'm a director and just be all over the place. Like, you have to go in there and you have to attack the day. You have to attack that shot list. You got to get shit done because you don't have a second day. When you're paying people's day rates and all that stuff. Yeah.
Well, like I said, I'm glad everything worked out the way it did. Mm-hmm. Could have gone better from my perspective. Yeah, but you also got to remember at the same time, and this is where I have to give myself some leniency. It was my first movie.
Yeah, you were great.
Never done this before.
Yeah, you were great.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Great is the word I would have put it too.
It was good. Everybody was great. Everybody did their job. It was wonderful.
Everybody, every single person.
It's just like know your lines. Like, come in. You need to know your lines. And it's like if as an actor, if you don't know your lines, but I'm a cinematographer, I don't know my shots. It's like you're not going to be able to do anything. You know, as an actor, you need to come in, you need to know your lines, you need to be off book, so you could just bang it out. And if there is time, you know, then you could get creative. But
yes,
I would say as any independent actor, you know, you're trying to get into film, and no matter how small your role is or how many lines you have, know them. You know your lines. Because there's nothing worse than an actor comes to set and they're really kind of taking you for granted and they don't know their stuff. You know, that's the worst. So, but there's ways around to fix that too. You know, it's that whole keep rolling thing. You know, where you just roll and then you feed them their line, and then they do it. And if they if they don't quite get it, you go back to one while you're still rolling and give it again. And you just kind of like what we did. You know, where we have this script in front of us and Alex is like, you know, feed in lines, and you know, you just boom, 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 you get through it. So.
You were too. You were feeding lines also.
Yeah, you got to feed lines. So just got to.
Well, Fallon taught me that trick about, you know, it's like, it's okay to not know all your lines. If you know most of them, that's good. You can't be perfect.
Yeah, 100%.
You know, we're all here to help each other, because I was never used to that type of environment. It was like, you know, I kind of felt isolated. Only because that's just what I'm used to. But when I went into this movie, it was like a different atmosphere altogether, a different environment. It's like, this feels right, but why?
Nice, yeah. No, it was great.
It was good. It was good. It all worked out. I'm happy for everyone involved. And like I said, if you ever want me for anything else, you let me know. Whether it's behind the scenes, in front of the camera.
Yeah, you'll get that phone call.
I have a feeling you're going to be around a lot, and we're going to spend days together soon. So it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the third night in Tennessee. Can we talk about that room that we booked?
That room is sweet.
It's a pretty sweet room.
Yeah, nice room.
Who picked it? I want to know.
Well, I found it on Airbnb.
Yeah.
Oh, you okay?
Yeah, we had one option to fit a lot of people, and then some people canceled on us.
Hi, Heather.
And then I looked around for some more stuff and found that one, and that was even better.
I'm going to cut that out, okay?
That's fine. It's fine. Who cares if you see you're walking in the background? But okay.
You never know.
Sure.
Yeah, that room.
That room was pretty. That room was pretty slick, and it's got a pool, doesn't it?
It does. That's why I was like, man, it's too bad we can't get 2 days here at this location.
I know.
So
it was.
I think we're all going to be at poolside.
Well, I don't know. We'll see what happens. Yeah, because we won't get
fair.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, it's gonna be
a lot of fun.
It's gonna be interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, a lot happens at night.
Yeah.
So, real quick regarding movies this summer, and then we'll wrap up. Is there any movies this summer that you guys want to see? I'll name a couple. Was it well, the new Masters of the Universe looks fantastic. I'm a He-Man fan, so yeah.
I forgot there was
Scary Movie 6.
Yeah, new Scary Movie coming out. That's cool.
It looks good.
Yeah, it's good. I'm happy to see that they're keeping up with that. My favorite was 3, by far.
For the first one was my favorite, and the best scene was, well, 2 scenes. There was I still know what you did last Halloween, which I still say to this day.
Yeah.
And the other was What's
Up is good. A friend of mine brought that back like last year. He started doing that. We were dying laughing. That was a good time.
I will fall out of my chair if that's in Scary Movie 6.
It'd be great if they brought that back. I would very well call back. Just done like kind of lazily though. Like some guy not really getting into it would be kind of fun.
Now there's another one I saw a trailer for earlier today. It's called Stop That Train.
Haven't seen it.
It's got RuPaul from the Drag Race.
Yeah,
famous drag queen.
Yeah, sure.
No,
but it looks hysterical.
That's cool. Yeah, I haven't. Yeah, I have no idea if any good movies coming out anytime soon. So
yeah, I haven't even
there's
keeping
one.
up.
It's called Obsession.
What's it called?
Obsession.
I haven't seen it.
I don't know.
Don't know anything about it.
It's a very good horror movie. It'll mess with your head.
Okay.
Gotcha.
I really think this movie would be up your guys' alley.
Okay.
Obsession. I'll
have
take
to check it out.
for it. Yeah, you know what is funny when you get working, like hard all the time, you're doing stuff all the time, these things go right by you sometimes. You just don't even know. And then all of a sudden it comes out, sorry, or a friend tells you about it, and you're like, oh, I'll go check that out.
I know the struggle is real, but being a pal and a friend, I'm just saying, hey, just in case if you get a couple of hours to burn, here's a couple of movies to watch.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I've been watching a lot of older stuff.
Because us being in the industry, we never stop watching movies either.
It's true. 100%.
There's the classics, but there's also history in the making movies that are coming out. So Obsession is definitely one of them. As far as the other movies go, well, we could worry about that as they happen.
That Spider-Man noir thing.
That was one.
That's the other one.
Mortal Kombat 2.
Oh, is that? Yeah, they were just we just watched a scene from that, didn't we? Yeah. Yeah, we just watched a scene with Scorpion and stuff. That was kind of neat.
Did you watch the first one yet?
I've watched only the original Mortal Kombat.
That's the only one I ever saw. PG-13 version.
Way back. And no, I haven't seen a Mortal Kombat since. I know they came out with like Annihilation and then a few more past that. But no, I haven't seen anything since then. But yeah, that's like I was saying, that Spider-Man noir looked pretty cool with Nicolas Cage. It just looks ridiculous, and I think that's great. And I think that's the only way you could put Nicolas Cage in that role. And I was like, that's really funny. I just saw the trailer for that the other day.
I saw that about a week or two ago.
Yeah,
it does look good. I think it's going to be on Prime, or is it going to hit the theaters first?
Is it on Prime? Just Prime? Or is it Disney? I don't know.
I think it's Prime.
MGM. It's probably going to be great. Just because that guy's been doing some really interesting projects. So, yeah.
Yeah, that Spider-Man noir, that might be the one thing I'm kind of looking forward to.
I got to say, guys, so if you haven't watched the first Mortal Kombat that came out a few years ago, absolutely give that a shot, see what you think. I personally liked it. Sure, there's flaws, but overall, the movie was definitely worth the watch. Maybe you consider it a popcorn movie, but
yeah. Is there a lot of fighting in that movie?
Yes.
No, I'm just messing with you.
The second one, I think, is better than the first, and some people are going to be mad at me for saying that.
Yeah.
But it's like, I'm just telling the truth. I thought the second was better than the first. That's the point of a sequel, to do better.
Yeah. I'm glad when they do. I'm glad when sequels are better. And it used to be a rare thing, but it seems to be more frequent these days that sequels are getting a little better. Do
I have it? Let me see. Oh, I thought I did. I'm going through my movie collection right now, seeing if I have Mortal Kombat. I think I do somewhere. It doesn't matter. Unless that's Swine and Dine. Oh, yeah, I do. It's right here. Guys, ever want to borrow it?
There it is.
There it is.
We had a little delay there, so it just popped up.
Swine and Dine. Nice. We're showing that June 6th.
Yes. Ron Black and Chris F should be there, right?
Maybe. Who knows?
Maybe.
Who knows? I don't think they've signed up yet.
Want me to ask them?
If
Please.
you sure, go ahead.
I'm just making sure it's okay.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, for anybody, yeah.
I'll do that. They were busy shooting in Pittsburgh, so I think they should be back by now.
Yeah, I mean, everybody seems to be busy lately.
That's why I stopped contacting people regularly. It's like, everyone's busy. I should be busy too. Damn it.
Yeah, it's nice to make an hour for this podcast or something.
Yeah, it's that bad. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Anything else you want to drop before we wrap this up?
No, I don't think so. But thanks for having us on.
No plugs, no plugs.
Have us on again, maybe after the summer, when we've done it all.
How's October sound?
Sounds great.
October sounds great. We'll have a lot to talk about.
Scary movies.
We're going to have stories too. The three of us are going to have stories.
That's true.
Yes, we will.
So it's going to be good. We'll have to let people know.
We'll leave it at that because I don't want to jinx anything.
Yeah.
There you go.
Nice.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for coming. Yeah, you guys have a good night.
Thanks for having us. Thanks for having us, brother.
My pleasure, boss. Take care. Bye.
Peace.